Hello and welcome to another episode of the Full Force Weekly, brought to you by Generals Joe's REBORN.com with me, Christopher McLeod AKA Diagnostik80. For today's episode, I'm joined by the awesome Patrick Notpicard Stewart. In this regular video series, we round up all the week's news in the world of G.I. Joe. What is it, Pat?
It's the Full Force Weekly.
It certainly is. Oh, my word. I've never been less prepared for a show in my entire life, by the way, Pat, I've got to tell you.
That's okay.
I've got to tell the full disclosure on this one before I ask how you're doing. I for some reason forgot an entire video that I needed to edit for this episode until 9:40, and usually these things take me a decent amount of time to do. Managed to do it with 4 minutes to spare. So there you go. And yeah, I feel like I spent all of yesterday working on this as well. Like it used to be like, you know how like Fridays used to be killer for me because we would record this and I would edit it and it would take like 12 hours to do. Well, this is supposed to be easier, and it's still taking me the same amount of time. Pat, what is going on?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's easy to underestimate how much time these things can take. Very easy.
Even the little edits, like little videos and stuff,
yeah.
It's ridiculous because you have to like, again, we're going right in, like, you know, how the sausage is made here. But I have to edit the video, right? But then I will also have to do the voiceover. I have to edit it all together, put it all together. And then once I've bounced it out as an MP4, I then have to run it through Handbrake, which web optimizes it so that you don't get those horrible glitches and like, you know, mess ups on this particular streaming software. So yeah, there you go. There's a little insight for everybody, boring everyone to death. Pat, how are you doing, buddy?
You know what? I'm doing okay. I've been busy with some articulated point stuff, and something that was going to help me came up for auction today, and
oh no,
you know, I didn't win, and I'm disappointed.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, what a bummer. Well, I'm still looking forward to your articulated points Cobra Convergence episode.
Yeah,
and
yeah. Speaking of editing time, like last month I did the whole thing, like, or maybe it was the month before, the whole thing in like 6 hours.
Yeah,
which is amazingly fast.
That's fast. Yeah,
yeah.
Especially for anything that's like over like 10 minutes just becomes an absolute mission, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was roughly 10 minutes. And so 6 hours to like shoot it, edit it, and be done was fast. But this month, no.
Well, hello to everyone in the comments. So many of you. I'm not going to call you all out. You know who you are. But I will call this particular person out. It's Mum. How, Mum? How you doing?
Hello.
There's 2 hearts for Pat, as I always say. Love you, Mum. And lots of people asking how you're getting on in the comments. Hope you are feeling better, Mum. Love you. And Dad. Hope you're feeling better as well, Dad. Right then. I guess we'll move into the news then, because there's actually quite a lot of it now, and there's about 1,000 like slides we've got to get through. So let's just get into it, shall we, Pat?
Let's do it.
I should have really keyed up the next video so that would have been smooth, but you know how we do. Shortly after last week's show, the record-breaking classified HISS Tank HasLab campaign reached 16,000 backers, unlocking the 4th tier retro cardback Cobra Commander. The current total has slowed down to 16,596 at last count, so are we expecting another addition to the project? What say you, Pat?
I think maybe. I'm not going to rule out the possibility that they will do something. I think that it would be smart. I mean, whenever you think about like what they need to add, adding something to entice those additional sales means that they have to give that same something not just to 16,500 sometimes, because these counts seem to be the number of backers, not the number of tanks sold.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit strange, I think. But
yeah, that's always been a bit of a confusing aspect of HasLab, hasn't it? Like,
yeah,
I'm not sure if we ever got to the like the crux of that. Has it ever been officially explained that it's the backers and not the amount of vehicles?
The last time I was really concerned about it with a Sky Striker,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there was some clarification, and it actually was the number of backers.
Well,
so if I
yeah.
go in there and I back it another 10 times, it probably just doesn't go up at all.
That's so interesting. Also, hope Pat's mom is feeling better, says my mom.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
How is she doing, by the way, bud?
You know, she's going in for her surgery on her wrists sometime soon. So,
goodness, what is it with everyone breaking their wrists? Moms, stop breaking your wrists, please. Well, yeah, I hope she's all right, mate, and I hope she gets that sorted very soon. Right, let's go through the tiers that we have actually unlocked. Let's look at what we have got before we talk about what we could have following that. So obviously the fully funded classified series Cobra Hiss with Hiss driver is your base, but then also with the early bird, you've got the tactician as well. So effectively those 3 items are your base offering now because of the early bird kind of addition. Then we have the upgrade 1, which is the missile racks, which is, you know, it's cute. It kind of, you know, wets the whistle for the rest of the upgrades. You then have the retro canopy and tracks to kind of make it a bit more like your retro Hiss. Then you have the female gunner and the weapon accessory pack, which contains the Hiss integrator chin cannon and the Hiss Ruptor blasters, ZX5s, I think they're called. But yeah, it sounds more like a car, that, doesn't it? The ZX5. Or the ZX5, as you guys would call it. And of course, there's your upgrade 4, which is the retro cardback Cobra Commander with lots of cool accessories. So, Pat, what would you like to see them do in addition, if you think it's even necessary? Do you think it's necessary for them to kind of try and push this as far as it can go, or do you think they're probably thinking this is, we'll just let it sit now and see out the rest of the month?
I kind of think that anything that they do is probably going to be a lot smaller in scope than where I cannot imagine. If they give us another figure, I think that would be a lot.
It would, wouldn't it? It'd be a lot of stuff, yeah.
That'd be a lot.
Could you see them doing some sort of like, again, like, you know how they did, well, this is the thing, isn't it? Like during the Sky Striker HasLab, the big thing was the Cobra takeover and how that was, but it was really, it felt like something that they added to drive sales because of the point that it was at the time. Yeah. No pun intended. So when, because of airplanes, you know, stalling, when in this particular scenario, they don't really need it, do they? It's not that they need to go any higher, but with so much time left, you think that doing something in that time, in that space, might be beneficial for them.
I think so. Honestly, this is where I kind of expect to see some things that are more similar to what the Rancor had for its stretch goals, and people were upset with those. But you know, to me, anything we get in addition to this truly is just a bonus.
Yeah,
because the items that we have so far, I think at this point there is an expectation anytime there's a HasLab that there's going to be some stretch goals, you know, that the deal is going to get better as economies of scale permit that to happen.
Yeah.
But the deal kind of was all of this. So if they add anything to it, it's just, you know, icing on the cake. And if it's a cardboard backdrop, it's a cardboard backdrop. That's just kind of how it is.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really much of anything that I can imagine that we would need. Maybe some accessories to put in the back, you know, in addition to the shovel and the hammer, just maybe some rifles or something like that to put in there. I really don't know what else they may be able to give us, but anything would be fine.
We've got a couple of kind of suggestions. First off, Absorbed says, I personally don't think they should add another tier. I want Hasbro to see how well it does and not cut into their profit thinking long game here. Good point, Absorbed Vids, absolutely. I think they're probably very happy with the balance they've struck so far. I think my concern is with the 30 days that are left. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you wonder, like, not that anything's going to happen negatively, but like without doing something in that time, even if it's just updates along the way, something to kind of keep the excitement going and maybe move that needle a little bit more just to see what we can actually get. David Allen says, obviously, blast effects plus extra stickers could be an option. Someone mentioned, I think, on a stream a while back, imagine if they did like Night Force stickers, so you could change the HISS tank into a Night Force HISS tank, like with orange decals, and then, you know, like maybe come with a few Night Force characters. And I was thinking, my God, that would be a fun little G.I. Joe takeover for sure. But I definitely agree on that one, David. I think blast effects is definitely something that Lenny's mentioned on the stream already. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw blast effects, if we saw some sort of diorama, if we saw a few more accessory packs. But I think it would be, at this point, would be a big stretch to get another figure. Oh, I would love it, don't get me wrong, and they could definitely probably do something like that. But you got to look at it from a realistic point of view sometimes.
One thing I'm kind of never crazy about is the fact that we're not seeing the stretch goals right from the beginning, because I'm not saying they did, but you could move around what your stretch goals are based on the speed that the thing is funding. So it's entirely possible that there's another accessory waiting for us that maybe was already planned.
Very, very likely. And the fact that we have that blast effects kind of precedent, you know, it does
those seem likely to me. I mean, if they don't come with a tank, there's going to be blast effects coming from somewhere that are going to fit this thing.
Absolutely agreed on that. Diecast Nick says, afternoon all, they need a toilet for the back. There you go, Pat. You could take that seat out and you could put a Cobra shaped toilet seat in there. It could be the Cobra logo, and you just poop in the gap in the middle of where the ribby bits are on the logo. So there you go. A bit of detail for everybody. Matt O'Brien says, I just feel that because there's so much time left and we don't really have any new goal to achieve, it's not promoting or pushing any new backers. That's what I'm thinking, Matt. That's why I think maybe some like updates, or, you know, even if it's not a stretch, some like kind of points. And I think, you never know, SDCC might be one of those kind of like points, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But they're going to be taking a painted model of the HasLab H.I.S.S tank to SDCC. So I'm sure people that aren't on board at the moment will see that in person and go, yep, I need this. And you'll probably see a few more backers off the back of that. Would you agree with that, Pat? Do you think SDCC might be a good spot for them to get that kind of traction again?
Yeah, I think so. I'm there with the tank there. They're definitely going to be having more exposure for it, and it'll be a part of the media frenzy that is SDCC. So yeah, and whenever the last week hits, there's going to be that fear of missing out that people will realize that maybe they do want one. And I think that a little
FOMO week,
right? Exactly. So dangling the carrot again would make sense in the last week of the campaign.
Yeah, let's all dangle our carrots. Slave says, if they do another figure, I'd like to see the female gunner made in the color scheme chosen for the tactician. I mean, that would be a fairly simple one for them. Simple. It's easy. They could do that easy. No, but like in the grand scheme of things, yeah, I think that would be a definite option for them to kind of maybe squeeze in there. Anyway, right. Sorry, loads of comments coming in, guys. Thank you so much for all of... Yes, I did say poop, Eben. Yes, I did. Loads of comments coming in. Keep them coming. I appreciate it. We're going to move through, though, this particular story. And of course, and that is Emily dismissing any kind of Cobra Commander rumors with a post on Instagram. Now, this is great. Like, I think Emily is a fantastic brand manager or brand marketer, or whatever you want to call her, on the G.I. Joe brand. She's absolutely fantastic. And what I really like about what she does is all of these kind of like rumor kind of things that she's starting to put out now, where she's kind of, this never happened before. We just kind of had to like come up with a speculative answer ourselves and move on. So the fact that she's coming out and saying this stuff is brilliant. And obviously this post, which you can see a link in the description on Emily's Instagram, explains that. A lot of people were saying that this Cobra Commander, I'll say it, It was going to be one of the last two figures for the Walmart Classified Retro cardback line that haven't been revealed yet. The rumor is false. The 16K tier Coco, which we are so close to unlocking at the time when I'm typing this, it's unlocked, so don't worry about that, will be your first opportunity to get a retro sculpt of Cobra Commander in classified scale. He is not one of the last two Walmart figure reveals. Now, this is something that we were privy to, information we were privy to before this, and I had mentioned it on a few streams. So to get the kind of official confirmation was great. So the two figures that are left in the Walmart classified retro series have not been revealed yet, and neither one of them were going to be Cobra Commander, and that was never the plan at any point. So that is, again, brilliant for her to kind of like come out and just say that and put our minds at ease, isn't it, Pat?
Yeah, if either of those was going to be Cobra Commander, they would have had more of an image of Cobra Commander than, you know, the drawing to have shown for the HasLab. So
absolutely,
this is one of those things that really just didn't make sense. It was, I think, some hopeful thinking from fans that a Cobra Commander would be hitting retail. I will not call him Coco. That's not something I do.
Hot cocoa.
Yeah, but I'm sure that a lot of people wanted that figure at retail in some form, and we're hoping that it would come sooner rather than later. And it has such a retro look to it, but a lot of the line is kind of starting to have that retro look to it. So yeah, I can't imagine that this will be the only time this sculpt will appear. We should get it again. I don't know. I kind of would think that if they are going to do that figure, maybe the longer gloves would make sense to plan out earlier. Obviously, the logo change, some deco change to it all over, I think would be fine, like making it a slightly different color of blue.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I think we talked about that they could do. But yeah, no, I didn't think it was going to be in the Walmart retro line.
Ed says, thank you, Pat. That nickname for the commander is just the worst.
It
does kind of take a lot of the edge off the actual character, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's like you've got like some sort of really kind of bad, horrible, evil organization, commander, and it's Coco. Yeah, it sounds like a little dog. Anyway, not saying it's a bad name for a dog, by the way. It's just a bad name for Cobra Commander. Right, well, that is HasLab news. We all know about it. We're all on top of it. And considering we covered it in depth on the News Burst Live following the weekly last weekend, I think we've kind of covered that enough. Pat, yeah, good. Right, let's
I think
so. Let's move on then to the next story this week, which is basically SDCC. That was easy for me to say. Tastic.
Not only will the Hasbro G.I. Joe brand team be in attendance at this month's San Diego Comic-Con, but they will also host a special classified panel on Saturday the 23rd at 3 PM Eastern in Room 9. No word yet on whether the panel will be streamed or not, but more details are expected to be released very soon. The official blurb states, hot on the heels of all the excitement from Yo Joe June comes G.I. Joe at Comic-Con. Attendees will be the first to experience a painted model of the newest Hasbro Pulse HasLab, the G.I. Joe Classified Series HISS tank. The booth will also feature a Classified Series artwork signing by illustrator John Jiang, poster giveaways and more. And don't miss all of the inside information on the G.I. Joe Classified Series at the must-see panel. Whether you're Team Joe or a secret member of Cobra, everyone can agree that G.I. Joe's new Classified Series toy line is an absolute hit. Join Emily and Lenny from the development team to hear never-before-shared behind-the-scenes secrets, get a sneak peek into the future of Classified Series, and learn more about the first G.I. Joe Classified Series HasLab. Make sure to attend, because knowing is half the battle. In addition to this, Hasbro also revealed that the deluxe classified Dr. Mindbender would be a con exclusive and would be made available to purchase online by getting a one-time use code at the convention. The figure will also see a small release on Pulse after SDCC, as Emily took to Instagram to dispel any rumours that started to build after the announcement, including a statement saying there would be more than 3 times the Dr. Mindbender figures made than there were Master of Disguise Zartans last year. The final update came courtesy of Entertainment Earth, who are partnering with Hasbro to give away a Sergeant Slaughter G.I. Joe ribbon, available while stocks last on Friday, and Sergeant Slaughter G.I. Joe pin badges, which again, while stocks last, will be given out every day of the con.
Cool. Okay, we'll start with, excuse me. We'll start with me coughing. The Classified Series panel for SDCC. Now, this is something that I'm really excited to kind of like to see, because it sounds like they're going to be kind of giving us some like behind the scenes kind of stuff here, Pat, don't they?
Yeah, I'm eager to see what comes out of San Diego Comic-Con, because obviously it's been a long time since there's been one. So
Yeah.
I would think that there may be an opportunity to revamp the way that things are presented and maybe make that booth actually be something that I see. Because sitting at home, I see the panels. I never see anything really much come out of the booth unless somebody goes and takes a video. And who knows, with the way that Hasbro has changed their strategy since the shutdown of showing us videos, maybe we'll actually see something official come out of that. Who knows? I don't really know.
I'm kind of excited on it. Obviously, like we've got the blurb and everything like that. You can check out the kind of all the press releases and stuff like that in the links below. And I'm just kind of excited because it's going to be stuff that, you know, behind the scenes stuff, which I'm kind of interested to see. Like if maybe there's some like, I don't know, like maybe they can show some processes of what they go through. All stuff that we're kind of nerdy for, you know, in the vintage line and excuse me, and in the past. I'd like to see kind of their kind of inner workings, as it were, and you know, kind of maybe kind of like see how it kind of relates to the vintage way of doing things. Obviously, it's going to have changed a lot now, and we have been privy to a lot of cool kind of concept stuff. I mean, even is it Ken Christensen posted kind of like almost like inputs for Breaker and the Ram recently, didn't he?
Yeah.
So it's kind of seeing things like that is what I'm excited to kind of see for other characters and other things in the line.
Yeah. Hopefully we will see some of that. I'm eager to see what the next week holds. I'm imagining that next week we're going to be just full of information.
Oh, it's going to be ridiculous. It was bad enough this week. I mean, we are literally in Yojo July, aren't we? It's not even a joke. It's more. There was more stuff going on this month than there was last month. It's insane to me. This happened last year too.
Yeah, and it's fine. I think that getting Yojo June and getting a bunch of the information out there prior to the craziness of July is probably a good thing. Otherwise, there would just be way too much. So Mindbender is going to be for sale for San Diego Comic-Con. What about Slaughter? Did they?
Yeah, so what we know so far is that Dr. Mindbender will go up as it will kind of be like a one-time code use for online for people that get it at SDCC. So they can get it if you're attending the show. And then after that, he becomes kind of like, it goes up on Pulse, I would imagine for a short period of time, even though it's going to be, they've done like so many more figures than they did of Zartan. Excuse me, which again, Emily kind of helped us out with the rumor scenario there. We just don't know how long we've got with Dr. Mindbender on Pulse. It could be a couple of days, it could be a couple of minutes. So it's probably a good idea to just go as soon as it drops, you know, get on that. And that'll be after the con. We don't know exactly when either. So
that's kind of how they handled the Jon Favreau Paz Vizsla at Star Wars Celebration earlier this year too.
Okay, so they're probably using that technical. There was a code that you could get. I was a little confused though whether or not the code was geofenced as well. If it was just a code that you got, if it was a unique code, or if the code was not unique, and there was geofencing to make sure you were at the convention. Yeah, you could just give it to anybody and they could order it online kind of thing. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
No, I don't know that either. So hopefully we'll get a bit more clarification closer to the time. These are all questions I'm going to put forward as well to the Hasbro team just to see if they can actually answer them before next week. The other thing is Sarge. Now, we know he's going up over SDCC. We don't know exactly when, and we don't know, or we can't say, and we don't know like the details surrounding that either, like, you know, going forward. They did say before it was a fan channel one, I believe. So it's one that's going to be on Pulse, and then I think usually that means like kind of select online retailers, doesn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, and there's a bird here. I don't know if you can hear that thing.
I
It's
thought I
loud.
could.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
It's like, is it in my house?
Is it on my head? Where is it? Am I the bird? Yeah, it was loud, but that was adorable. We can have birds on the show. Birds are fine. I'm happy with birds on the show. We're
Making sure it's not in my house is really loud. But yeah, I'm eager to get both of these. Well, I guess maybe I should look up how Paz-Vizsla was sold, and just guess what to expect from there. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm thinking of the next week with all of the various exclusives everywhere that I'm going to probably miss something, just because it's going to be hard to we're going to have to write myself a schedule and set alarms.
RKW1138 says I can hear a twit. Thank you. That's probably me. Jeffrey says Pat is Raptor. There you go, mate. Yeah. So we don't really know. Like, we'll find out soon. Trust me, and then we'll put it out there. And I'm sure Emily's going to be like, trying to put out fires all week as well, with people saying, "Oh, I hear it's going to be a combined Target Walmart SDCC exclusive." No, where did you hear that? That's ridiculous, etc., etc. So, also, yeah, like Dr. Mindbender, that's a big one. I should have moved the thing to poke this there where we were talking about him. But yeah, he'll be up there starting Wednesday, July 20th at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, which is what's that, like 8:30 Eastern?
8:30, yeah.
My
8:30
goodness.
Eastern.
I'll be asleep. Come on. I'll be well asleep by then. Booth 3213 to receive a one-time use code, which can then be scanned for pre-order on HasbroPulse.com. That sounds so complicated, doesn't it? Like, just give me the figure. Just let me take it from you, and I can walk away. Amazing.
I don't know how long Paz was available for sale, but I did see him as he was active, and I did not intend to. But I kind of am thinking that Dr. Mindbender is going to be a faster selling toy.
Yeah, definitely. Are his straps attached to his nips? No, RKW 1138. Attached to his armpits. Look at the angle which they're aimed at. They're definitely underneath his armpits. I'm just joking. They're not really attached to his armpits. Or it'd be funny if you get it and he's got like a cyborg armpit connector that goes in there. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've lost the plot. Anonymous Dude 123, you're welcome. He says thanks for the stream to me and Pat. Thank you for watching. So yeah, really excited for Dr. Mindbender. Like I said, Emily did kind of again quash the rumors. I got so many words mixed up there about Dr. Mindbender, and explained that he would be available after the show. She didn't specify when, but she said they've made 3 times as many figures as they did of Zartan, Master of Disguise. So that's pretty cool. One other thing she mentioned in that, Pat, which is completely off topic, but I want to talk to you about it anyway. D&D movie-inspired toy line. That's exciting, isn't it?
D&D movie inspired?
Yeah, because there's a Dungeons and Dragons movie in production, isn't there?
Okay.
At the moment. And I think that's based on the original cartoon, not the not the advanced Dungeons and Dragons, but like the cartoon version. So yeah, I don't know that they're working on that.
I didn't realize that all was related to the cartoon. I love that cartoon.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I might have got that completely wrong, but that was what I was aware. That was what I was aware of. And now I'm just concentrating on his straps attached to his nips comment still. But anyway, really cool. And we're not a D&D podcast, so we'll have to set up another one, Pat, and do a Dungeons and Dragons one.
I'll have to be informed before I do that, because I was not aware that that's what was going on.
I can't wait. That should be exciting. Okay. That is pretty much it, I believe. Oh no, one last thing actually, sorry, before we go, is the exclusive giveaways, which is really nice, of the Sergeant Slaughter related, G.I. Joe Sergeant Slaughter related kind of merch from Entertainment Earth, which is really fun. So on Friday there'll be a ribbon, G.I. Joe Sergeant Slaughter ribbon, and on all days you should be able to get hold of a Sergeant Slaughter pin as well. Now it does say while stocks last, and usually from my experience from going to these cons, they give them out
and they're gone pretty quick. So that's one of those things where maybe if you want to, it's going to be difficult because everyone's going to want to get to like exclusive areas, aren't they? But from the sound of it, if you're just getting it online anyway, you could probably go to the Entertainment Earth booth first to get these, couldn't you?
Yeah, that is true, because, well, I don't know how many leaflets they'll be handing out, but I can't imagine that being too difficult. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I've never gone to San Diego Comic-Con, but what is going on here with those other items that are Target related? Is this entire free exclusive giveaways thing just all Entertainment Earth?
It's Entertainment Earth in combining with Hasbro. So you've got like the Transformers ribbon there as well, the Legacy ribbon, which I think revealed revealed a figure just by that ribbon, didn't it? I'm pretty sure it did. I'm sure I saw a news story saying that this has been revealed based on this ribbon that's been shown off by Entertainment Earth. And the other things, I guess, are just like little cute related Entertainment Earth things like T-shirts and, you know, maybe it's in like a little bag. Maybe you just ask for what the things you want, or maybe they just give you like a whole goodie bag of things. I'm not actually sure about that, but I'm guessing it would be a pick and choose scenario. Again, I haven't been there. I haven't done that before. So let me know, guys, if in the comments if you do know any more details about that. But yeah, I think they're just cute little addition kind of pins and stickers and stuff like that. I don't think they're anything. You know,
and we'll see. I guess we'll see if this ribbon thing is a trend too. If they do this again next year.
Yeah, I kind of want that Sarge one though. It's gonna be really difficult to get hold of, and then on the secondary market you can forget it.
Pin for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, pin and ribbon, please, guys. If you go in and you can get a couple, hi. just saying. We'll love them for all they're worth. I'm just kidding. I shouldn't do that. Anyway, it's solicitation. No, that's something else. Anyway, Pat, let's move on to the next.
Right.
Let's move on to the next. Yeah, let's just move. And that is in, well, this is really big news. It's in Selfie Series news.
It's here. Yes, the long-awaited Selfie Series has been officially announced by Hasbro. Joining with Formlabs, the Selfie Series will allow US-based customers to scan their face using the Hasbro Pulse app and create their own 6-inch scale action figure using a number of different previously released figure bodies across a number of their brands, including Ghostbusters, Star Wars, Marvel, Power Rangers, and of course G.I. Joe. You'll be able to create your own head sculpt for use on Scarlet or Snake Eyes, and will likely be able to use the same head on other action figures if you prefer. A video was posted shortly afterwards showing a behind-the-scenes look at the technology and explained how they will be bringing this line to life in the fall of 2022. A small number of attendees at SDCC next week will be the first to get their faces scanned by picking up a ticket with a specific time slot available at booth number 3213. For the rest of us, we will have to wait until after the con, but it's not very long now. The process will cost $59.99, and I cannot wait to army build McLeods until they kick me off the app.
Which will be about 5 minutes of messing around with the app, I'd imagine. Yeah, this is kind of cool, isn't it? Like, looking at it, when looking at that video especially and seeing the quality that you're dealing with, like when they said they'd be 3D printed, I was thinking like, oh man, it's going to be a bit rough. It's going to be a bit, you know, I'm not sure how good this is going to look. Looking at that video, I'm like, wow. Like the technology is pretty amazing on this, isn't it?
Yeah, I have a lot of internal debates here on, of course I go in. I'm not going to just sit this one out. But how many times do I go in, and do I spread those times out? You know, is there going to be something that they perfect or something that they change? Do I want to change my hairstyle and get a different figure?
Mate, I've been wondering this whole time, how much beard should I keep on here? How much should I remove? How much should I keep on? Like what hair? Like, you know, there's going to be a lot of things going on before I get that scan going. I'm going to hit the gym hard for like 2 weeks solid. Like just starting today.
Yeah.
I want to get I want to get in shape so that when my face is there, it's not this big round balloon head. It's a more kind of like,
That's true. I could get one like early and one late and just do both.
Yeah, do that. I'm going to be like this on the scan though. I'm going to be like,
I want to see, like, because the beauty part of the Selfie series, there's all of the blurb. I'm not going to read it all through. I've done a news burst on this, guys. We've covered this in a lot of detail already. But if you'd like to read all of that stuff, it's in the links in the description below if you want to get in the details. And we're kind of talking to them as we get to them here anyway. But one thing I really like is the fact that you can get these action figures to your likeness, and you can pull a face and get that face as well. So you can have your O-face Duke, your O-face Pat. You can have that kind of stuff going on.
Yeah, that's really crazy. I mean, I can remember it being like news that Paul Rudd had like a smirk on his Ant-Man figure, and now you could have that on your figure of yourself that you order. I still think these should be like a Steel Brigade kind of figure. I don't know. Is that the face we're gonna get?
That's my face I'm gonna go with. Yeah, I think that would be a great way to do this, wouldn't it? To do some sort of well, as they call it, Steel Battalion now. But if you could get like an Army Builder style Joe, either a green shirt or like Steel Battalion, and do like your head on that would be very cool. If that's something they plan to do in the future, though, you could imagine them going, oh, and it also comes with the capability of a Selfie Series edition. Do you know what I mean? Because of by the looking at this, they've even said they're planning things for the future with this technology as well. This isn't just a one and done thing. So you kind of got to think, maybe as you go forward, you're going to get things like that interacting with the Selfie Series.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if there are going to be figures there's going to be figures you can only get this way then, right? So
I guess, because they've done kind of generic versions of the Ghostbusters, haven't they? It's like a rookie Ghostbuster, I believe.
Right.
So that figure effectively doesn't exist until this happens.
Yeah.
But again, it's going to only be slight minor modifications, I guess, isn't it? I wonder what the name. I wonder if you can do a name thing on your Ghostbuster, or is that far too? Because I haven't mentioned that yet, but it does have a name tag.
I kind of doubt that. I kind of doubt that. I would imagine that that's just a sticker you can add yourself later.
Maybe just a black patch.
Even if they just release a font or some sort of image generator on a website so that it makes it easy for you to type your name and then print it, that would be nice enough, I think. But yeah, no, I'm just wondering, because am I just going to keep on buying multiple of my face just in order to just get a figure, and who am I going to be bothering for the female figures? I'm a single man.
Well, in that case, Pat, I reckon it should just be your face with a wig on again. Done.
Yeah,
I want to do Pat Scarlet. That's what I want to do. That'd be amazing. I'm definitely getting, obviously, Snake Eyes. I don't think I'll be getting any of the others, but only because it's only really Snake Eye. It's only really the G.I. Joe kind of branded one I want. But I can see people being like, "Oh God, I want one of each. I want one of all of those. I want, but the other thing is, you're right. You could scan your face once a certain way and select that and go, yeah, that's what I want. And then you could do it another way with a different face, and there's another one. And so yeah, you could. This is the thing. The opportunities for multiples of these are kind of endless. And at $60. That ain't bad. Considering what's going on here in terms of a process, $60 is not a bad price, is it?
Yeah, whenever this kind of had leaked before, the $60 price was attached, and I just thought, no way.
No way.
With the price of the figures that was also in that leak, when we were looking around the website, I think that it was the older prices for figures, and figures have gone up, but this has remained $60. So personally, I'm going to want to get one right away. I probably would want to get one right away anyway, but I'm going to be in on this as fast as possible, just because I don't expect $60 to be permanent, and I don't expect that to be the price it'll last for long.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. This is a good point from Talking Joe. I don't know about the glasses aspect, Bud. That's something I'm going to put forward as a question to the team again, because one of those things I was thinking was, if you kept your glasses on, it would just scan with your glasses on, and maybe it would make maybe it would build the figure through that. But then thinking about that, you'd have like, you know, like this whole section would just be like one clump, wouldn't it? There's no way they'd be able to kind of get in the gaps and all that kind of stuff. So possibly the glasses thing, it might be like no glasses, but you can maybe use glasses from another figure that's out there. That's the only thing I can really think of at the moment. But that is a very good point about glasses. Fat faces, come on, mate. They're going to have my face on there. My face is huge. So, yeah, I'm sure that'll be fine. Hair will be selectable from a variety of predefined styles. Now, from the video, I have to agree with that, Talking Joe. I don't think it's going to do your hair in the scan, because if you look at the heads that come off that 3D printer, there's a whole section cut out with a notch in it. So that's like ready for the hair to go into. Now, if it was a 3D scan with your hair as well, it would just come out in one go, 100%. Like, it's not going to separate your hair from your head and do two separate sculpts. It's not viable. So what I do believe is that it's going to be a selection of a variety of predefined styles. Absolutely. So it'll be like you scan your face, your head from the front, and then everything else is auto. And then you go on to the next phase and it's choose your haircut. You choose your haircut and that gets plonked on the figure, on the scan. And then you select, yes, I'm happy with that, or no, that's hideous. That should never be made into an action figure. So yeah, those should be the options as well on the app. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Would you agree with that, Pat? Do you think it's a selection of hairstyles?
For sure. I think that the people that they're showing next to a figure of themselves don't match quite as far as the hair goes. And so therefore it's probably just chosen from a selection. That is something that could perhaps, see, his hair is kind of clipped in the sides, and that's not how the figure is. So
and the same with this.
They just chose whatever was closest or what they liked. And that's an area where they could actually improve further on down the line, adding additional hairstyles. One of the other ones that doesn't seem to be in here is bald.
Well, that might be an option, though. That might be an option on there. It might, yeah, and then they put the bald hairstyle option, attach it to, so you've got this massive line across there. But that is a good point. That is a very good point. I wonder how they'll do. Maybe when you are bald and you do that, maybe there's an option where it just prints out the whole head without a hairstyle or a notch in it. So, I'm sure they've thought of that.
I would think so. Yeah,
I mean. 70% of the fans for this are probably going to be bald, are they not?
Yeah. So I think that there's going to be a lot of figures that will be requested to have that. But I mean, I would think that the variety of hairstyles would probably be something similar to like one of those avatar generators.
Yeah.
That if you've ever used one of those to like probably going back to the Wii. The Wii actually had a really good avatar generator. The Xbox has had one. And there's just a number of hairstyles, and you kind of have to pick one.
Absolutely. And also from Barking Fridge here, does Snake Eyes head fit on Breaker? If so, then you can make your own green shot. I believe the heads can be removed and put on other figures. Like some are compatible, some aren't, because there's some changes. But that doesn't mean that you couldn't find a way customizable wise, or it certainly makes it easy to customize. Do you know what I mean? Like it's easier to customize now with your own head sculpt anyway. So I think just because like maybe the ball wouldn't fit or something, you'd be able to find a way, even at a very low level customization angle. But I think most of them will be fairly compatible with most figures. So I would imagine that Snake Eyes head or your head could go on Breaker, for example. And
was
I think
there
that would
a Star Wars option? Was there maybe an X-Wing pilot? Because I would like myself as a Jedi.
There's a Rebel pilot, X-Wing pilot. There's a Stormtrooper, all in both male and female, I believe. And what's the other one? Rebel Trooper kind of style, like almost like
I've got to be a Jedi.
I can't remember if there's a Jedi on there. There probably is.
I don't think there is.
Remember. Interesting.
I think a Ghostbuster and G.I. Joe are probably the two that I will want.
I could say yeah, there you go. There you go. There will be collections just with people's faces now. Absolutely. I can see Chris's Lightfoot. Lol. Well, Matt, I've got something to tell you a little bit later on in the shout outs that it's definitely going to happen now. But yeah, I can see myself as Lightfoot too. Lol. Yorktown Joe says, future idea, can we get Chris as a Crimson Guard? What are you trying to say? You're trying to say I'm some sort of like evil kind of... Yeah, right, fair enough. Yeah, you're right.
Series of Crimson Guards.
You're right, Yorktown Joe. Chrism Guards. No, that doesn't make any sense. Jeffrey Ball says, if I get one, I'm definitely putting it on a Steel Brigade battalion body. 100%.
Sure,
yeah,
for sure.
Definitely.
With that in mind, I'll probably want to choose a hairstyle that will fit underneath a helmet.
Well, but the looks of thing, I'm guessing they're glued on, but I'm sure you'd be able to like prise that bugger off, like if you wanted to. That'd be cool, actually, if they gave you
stick my head under the like. I want to be able to put a helmet, which is going to be difficult for me. I've got a huge head.
We're in the huge head crew, Pat. Don't you worry. We've both got massive noggins. Yes, the official statement mentioned selectable hairstyles after scan. Thank you, Christopher Goslant. How are your guinea pigs, by the way? Shout out to your guinea pigs. Zorana, Baroness, Scarlet, and Lady J, I think. Amazing guinea pigs, by the way. What about bifocals asking for a friend? Yorktown Joe, we have no idea about the glasses scenario yet, but we will ask that question. Couchboy says, you can probably pop the head. Marvel has regular clothes, so you can make yourself and change outfits often. Fancy. Yes, Couchboy. I believe that will be the case. Fat faces, pretty hot and tempting. Absolutely. Thank you, Anonymous Dude, for saying that we've got fat faces, but with a PH. I appreciate that. I suppose that's a good point. We've got heavy G, Roadblock Cobra Island, but I like your thinking, Couchboy glasses and Baroness glasses. Yeah, absolutely. So there might be option. See if they fit. If they do, how cool would that be? You just like boom, easy customizable job done. Couchboy says, oh, no fat faces. I'm dieting starting now after my waffle plate. Yeah, got it, mate. Same. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Just trying to catch up on the comments. There's been so many. But there we go. That's basically... and I've got to do it. Sorry, Pat. Serrana! I didn't know it was you. It's done now. Move on. Every episode I do that. Isn't that crazy? It's like an OCD thing now.
It does seem to be at least once an episode.
It's sometimes more. Okay, there you go. The Selfie Series. Really excited about this now. More excited seeing it now, actually, Pat. Seeing the kind of official stuff, because we were kind of concerned about a lot of this stuff. But right now, I'm really, really happy with what I've seen and can't wait to get involved in this.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to happen, to be quite honest. I thought that this was going to be that was a nice idea. I'm glad they tried.
Way to go, Hasbro. You tried, but this is awesome. I'm so excited. Anyway, and brilliant. The guinea pigs heard the thing that I say, and now they want teas. I won't say that word out loud unless that is fine. I won't say it out loud because one of them is I've got my own little larger guinea pig underneath my desk at the moment, and she'll go nuts when she hears that word. Anyway, let's move on to the next because it is what it is, guys. This news is very exciting. You can tell I'm excited about it because I'm all over the place. But we'll get on to the next news story, Pat, and that is in Super7 SDCC information news and all that good stuff.
Cobra Commander hit our screens earlier in the week with a Super7 video explaining that the recently revealed G.I. Joe themed pop-up shop will be a Cobra recruitment centre featuring a number of brand new SDCC exclusive products. First up, they revealed a variation on the Target exclusive Silent Interlude Comic Snake Eyes Reaction single carded figure with a red card back colour, slight grey paint shade difference and an exposed Arashikage tattoo. They also revealed a brand new sub-team for Reaction called Glow Patrol. Yes, 3 green glow-in-the-dark Joes featuring Scarlet, Snake Eyes and a Trooper, and the 3 blue glow-in-the-dark Cobras including Baroness, Cobra Commander and a Cobra Trooper. There was one more exciting reveal for reaction fans with the Pyramid of Darkness pack box set featuring 3 Cobra Troopers with jetpacks, the voice recognition robot, Snake Eyes and Shipwreck in snakeling disguises, as well as Timber and Polly. The set comes in a stunning snakehead and brickwork window box to cap it all off. The final reveal was a Marvel comic-inspired Battle Android Trooper Ultimates figure with some new parts like 2 new head sculpts, machine gun and canister with weed grenades straight out of the pages of issue 44, and a beautiful blue, orangey, yellow and silver colour scheme. All the items revealed will be available at the Super7 Cobra Recruitment pop-up store during SDCC, so happy hunting to any of you people attending the show.
I love how in the video you could see the guy's like hallway in the reflection of his chrome mask. It's so good. Like, you know, obviously it's difficult to record anything with a chrome mask on, but it just made me laugh how you could kind of see the camera set up and like the hallway and a couple of windows. It's just like completely takes the edge off Cobra Commander. Now that was Coco, wasn't it, Pat? What do you think? You're still not going to say it, are you?
Still Cobra Commander.
Still can't say it. This was interesting, wasn't it? Because let's first off let's go through all the different reveals bit by bit. Now the first one is that obviously Cobra Commander, like I said, came on our screens. Kitty said there you can kind of there's a good shot there. You can definitely see the hallway. There's other equipment.
Looks like it might be his garage.
Oh, that's a good shout. That's a good shout. That is a very good shout. Actually, maybe it is a garage. Okay. I suppose obviously the way that it's like focused in the helmet made me think it looked like it.
You know,
like he was doing
those probably all just lights that I'm looking at. They just look like garage windows, like 4 garage windows.
They do, don't they? They do. But you're right, they're probably just lights. Anyway, it was funny, and I just loved that. I thought it was cute. Anyway, really fun video again. Now, the first thing that they revealed, or that Cobra Commander revealed, was that the pop-up shop that we've also known about for a while, thanks to Brian and his interview with the Foosh maybe like a week or so ago, was going to be a G.I. Joe themed pop-up shop. Now, in this video, it was basically the details are it's a Cobra recruitment pop-up shop, which is really fun. Awesome idea. They're going to have obviously like Cobra Troopers and Cobra Commander and all that kind of stuff kind of like in and around the store. So it's going to be very authentic and very fun. So I really like that angle immediately. And obviously this was posted up as like a teaser a few days, or maybe the day before they dropped the video. And obviously you can see it's kind of like a Join Cobra sort of propaganda posters sort of situation, which I thought was, again, a really nice touch. What are your thoughts on the pop-up being a Cobra recruitment station, Pat?
Well, this is where, like I was saying, I'm hoping that we actually get to see the booths a little bit more thoroughly from San Diego, more than just, you know, whatever fan walking through taking video. Something more than that I'm hoping for. You know, just some official shots of things would be nice.
I bet I have a very interesting theory. They're probably going to do some like very sexy, very like high production quality shots of the street, because there's a street, isn't there, that these pop-up shops are on. And I've got a feeling you're going to see one of those like pan shots, like on a crane or something, and like a lot of things like that for the show. I'm excited to see that, and I'm excited to see what this pop-up store looks like from the outside. And I'm sure Super7 will do a bunch of videos of what it looks like as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, hopefully that's kind of what I'm hoping to see.
Anyway, we had a bunch of exclusives that are going to be sold at this pop-up shop. The first one had me scratching my head a little bit, because when it was revealed, it was the Snake Eyes kind of like, you know, issue 21 cover. From like, you know, just looking at it immediately, I was like, oh, they're just re-releasing the Target exclusive one. Fair dues. Turns out that isn't 100% the case, because obviously you've got this red card background, which is different to, I think I've got a comparison. Yeah. Red card background, which is different to the yellow card back behind the figure on the Target exclusive. It has a slightly different gray color on the figure itself, whether the gray accents are slightly darker gray on the new one, on the one that's going to be at SDCC. Now, that could just be lighting.
It could just be the way they've doctored it or photoshopped it, but it does look to me like there might be a significant difference in the grey there, Pat. Well, I'll come back to your thoughts on this in a second. They've moved the weapons around a little bit. And the final thing, which is something I didn't clock initially, but have obviously since, is that you get the rip in the arm exposing the tattoo on this SDCC one. Now, Pat, what are your thoughts on them doing this as an SDCC exclusive?
I had kind of skipped past this in the announcement. I was busy working, and I saw it in the video. I didn't really think why, and I did kind of think, oh, this is an overstock that's just going to be available there. It's just what was in the back of my head. I really didn't pay too much attention. The background change, I think, is the same thing that they've done for some of the army builders, like the Cobras, with the H back and the Y back. You can tell which one you're getting based on the color that's behind them. That's a nice way of them setting it apart so that we can tell in the future. And it does look like they actually resculpted the arm. I kind of thought that maybe they would just paint on those details, but looking at it close up, it kind of looks like it's been resculpted.
It does a little bit, doesn't it?
I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like.
Like kind of like the thinner, almost head. The features are slightly more, There's definitely something different there, but again, it could just be, we'll see. I guess we'll surely someone will have some comparisons of the two figures after the show, so hopefully we can see that and see if there are any major differences. Nothing's been said about that really in terms of details, but I do love the fact that the tattoos on show at least gives you something else as a variant collector to kind of get your teeth into it, I guess.
Other than just a slightly different gray and the accessories pointing a different direction,
100%, yeah. I feel like it needed something different on the actual figure.
I don't know if it needed to. I don't know if this figure really needed to exist, to be honest.
They've also, I've just noticed, there's a difference on the art. The exposed tattoo is on the artwork as well, and it isn't on the Target exclusive. And I didn't realize that. And that's another little aspect to add on in terms of the difference there. Okay, cool. Well, that's fun. That's fun. I'm still like, I haven't been getting into Super 7 in terms of actually buying it. And I know that sucks, but it's just from a pure pride, like I can't afford it. I can't afford everything as I did before. And we've got to consider space too. So classified is the only thing I'm getting. That doesn't mean every now and again I won't branch out. And there's a couple of things that we're going to come to, which I'm going to be thinking, oh, there's some beautiful stuff here. So anyway, let's move on to Glow Patrol. And I'm not talking about some sort of tribute act to that early 2000s band Snow Patrol. No, Glow Patrol is a way to get us some G.I. Joe characters in glow in the dark. Now, I will state a couple of things here. One, it's fun, it's cute. Two, it gives us another sub-team in the universe of Super 7, which is, again, kind of fun. But I will say that these aren't really buzzing my berries. Like, I'm not like, I don't super need these. They're really fun and they look gorgeous, but I kind of feel like with the glow-in-the-dark stuff, I'd love it if they tailored the glow-in-the-dark stuff to things that are, like, already in canon, if that makes sense. Like, Snake Eyes Radioactive makes a lot of sense. Storm Shadow's Ultimate's Excalibur Sword makes sense. This is kind of like, I don't know, it's almost like they're, to re-release a couple of the figures again. How many Cobra Commanders have we had already? Like, this is going to be like the 6th Cobra Commander, 5th Cobra Commander, possibly more than that. I don't know. I've lost count.
Yeah, it's entirely different than the other ones. Glow in the dark is kind of a weird thing, because I kind of viewed it as being gimmicky and was dismissive of it. But my friend Brian Kaufman, he has a spot where he takes all kinds of glow in the dark figures that he collects, and he puts them in one area, and it is just outstanding. Whenever you turn off the lights and you see like a chunk of the room glowing, it's really cool. So I knew going into Super 7 making G.I. Joe that we were probably going to get some glow in the dark stuff, because Brian Flynn also seems to be a huge fan of glow in the dark, and they do it so well. I've said it before, but Super 7, whenever they make stuff glow in the dark, it actually glows, which is not something that I can say
Yeah.
or some other brands.
What I will say as well, I love the fact that the Joes are in green glowing and the Cobra are in blue glow. And what the other thing I will really say, like, because there's a lot about this particular set or this group of figures that I love, and it's the fact that you've got like a new logo, like a sub-team logo, which is kind of fun. I'm always a sucker for that kind of stuff. And I love the artwork on the cards. I know they've already been done to a degree, but I love the recolors of those and the fact they've got the background glow as an explosion in green and in blue for both sets. That's something I absolutely adore about these figures. What I mean is, like, I feel like, you know, when it comes to glow in the dark, there are so many opportunities to do a lot of like cool things related to like the Sunbow cartoon or the comics, you know, like Zartan, for example. How cool would it be to have like half a glowing Zartan, but with those spots on him from the comic? Yeah, like that would be cool as heck, because that's all. I always assumed that part of Zartan that wasn't already, you know, like the character or him was glowing anyway. So I think
I want Zartan with all the toy gimmicks. I'll put all the toy gimmicks on Zartan.
Exactly. Oh, that's another thing. Glow in the dark, but just his skin.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that would be sick. That would be so sick. Anyway, I'm sure they will do that, and that's why I'm happy that these exist. That's the other thing. Like, I love the fact that we've got like a fun little sub team now. But yeah,
well, that's one of the things that I guess I could say my berries are buzzed over this. But the one thing that I would say I would have liked to have had done differently is that this reminds me more of the later sub teams, which were more like subsets where you had Sonic Fighters and Eco Warriors, and that was just a general name given to the toy style. It wasn't necessarily the team itself.
It's not like they had a badge on their shoulder as saying Sonic Fighters and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Well, you know what's weird is that the Eco Warriors do have a badge on their shoulder, and it says EnviroForce.
Oh, that's even better. That's better.
Yeah. So, like, the thing that I want is for the Joes to have their own sub team name and the Cobras to have their own sub team name.
Got you. Well, this could just be like
all named it all the same thing.
This could be the Joe's Radioactive Squad, and Glow Patrol, like you say, is just the line gimmick. And yeah, they could have their own. They probably don't even need it. This probably isn't even a sub team, is it? It's just that they got caught in a hideous radioactive accident, and now they're the Hulk, and Cobra are somehow glowing blue all the time. But yeah, I agree with that totally, mate. There is a. It's not like Iron Grenadiers covers two lots of Joes and Cobras. Right. It's like a specific
or Python Patrol is, you know, all of Tiger Force and Python Patrol. No, I kind of want them to be separated.
That's cool. That's cool. Still very fun, very cute. Are you going to be getting these then?
I think it will. Yeah.
But berries
is tough, especially like right this time of year. Man, there's a lot of things that want my money.
I know exactly how you feel. Anyway, next up, and I'm going in terms of my excitement levels going through these, and that is the Pyramid of Darkness pack. Now, this box set, this is buzzing my berries. Now, this is reaction, of course, and a couple of things to kind of point out on here are the fact that we've got 3 Cobra Troopers with jetpacks, and I'll explain that a little bit later as to why they're in there. The voice recognition robot that stops Shipwreck and Snake Eyes in snakeling disguise, and Polly and Timber, who are also in that set as well. And you get that whole thing where it's like the voice recognition, they have to say, all hail Cobra Commander, the great snake rules forever. And it doesn't pick up the voice properly. It's like incorrect. It kind of goes, ah. And then all of the walls and everything like come down on them like this. And the saw blades come out of the floor, and they're like desperately trying to get this voice recognition to work. And then Polly says it and it works, and they get let through. So I love the fact that they've gone into like the detail of getting the robot in there, getting, you know, Snake Eyes and Shipwreck in their disguises, and Polly and Timber in there as well.
So happy that they've done that. And I think this is the first time we've got Timber in a set, isn't it?
Is Timber in the set?
Yeah. You can't see him, but he's in the official blurb. Polly and Timber. So yeah, so it's great that we finally got Polly, yes, but also finally got Timber, because Timber, the opportunities for Timber to be used in the Arctic Rescue Vehicle set, in the version 2 Snake Eyes figure that they released, no Timbers to be seen, and then finally we get one here, and I'm kind of happy that's happened. What do you think of this set, Pat? You enjoyed? Do you like this one?
Yeah, I think that I'll be buying this set as well. Yeah, I've not bought all the reaction stuff so far. I've picked and chosen a few things.
There you go.
And there's a few of them that I've bought just because they were a good deal, that I got them on clearance or whatever. But I've not bought everything. I'm not all in, but this is one of the ones I think I'll get.
Couchboy says, "Forget Thrasher, you're shipwreck, Chris." Thank you. That isn't even how he says thank you. Yeah, I love the box set on this one as well. Really, really gorgeous. And just to kind of like explain the jetpack Cobra Troopers, there's a scene in Pyramid of Darkness where Snake Eyes and Shipwreck are utilizing one of those like hand cart kind of little train kind of platform things. And the best part ever in that scene is where Shipwreck goes, "Timber, take over pumping this," and he lets go of it, and Timber just gets up there and starts doing it. It's absolutely bonkers, but frickin' sorry, I nearly swore then. Frickin' amazing. Absolutely loved that. And obviously in that Indiana Jones style scene, Cobra chase after them on these giant Cobra shaped, like, actually looks more like a chipmunk, doesn't it? It's like a blue chipmunk they're riding. And they're on these jetpacks as well. So that's why they're in that set.
Yeah, it looks like it's from some Cobra theme park that they just had those left over and they put them in these mines.
So true. So true. I love that episode. Oh, not episode. I love that 5-parter so much. It's so good.
I need to rewatch it. I need to rewatch all those. Just haven't had time.
Ed, I'm so triggered by Chris's American accent. Apologies, Ed. Apologies. Yeah, great. The great attention to detail for that episode. Much respect. Absolutely anonymous. Is Timber 5 POA? I'm going to guess, Couchboy, that Timber's probably very like the sled set dogs in that Arctic Rescue set.
You think Timber will be articulated?
I don't know. I think are the sled dogs articulated?
Yeah.
Then he'll probably will be. Yeah, he'll probably be just in the legs, I guess, and then maybe the head. I'm
kind of expecting no articulation, but yeah, it is a little weird that, you know, the lesser articulated figures have articulated animals.
That's so true. How could you not spot Snake Eyes in that uniform? How can you not spot anyone in that uniform, buddy? Knock this set out of the park. Really allows you to recreate a seminal scene in this crazy, awful miniseries. Yeah, how dare you, Ed? How dare you? Timber on that minecart is hilarious. It's comedy genius. It's the best scene. He just literally no pause or anything. Pause, no pun intended. Literally goes up, grabs it, and just goes. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. More of that, please. In fact, I want to see Super7 do the minecart box set. That's what I want to see. Which they won't do now because they've already brought this one out. Tom says, looks like an amusement park haunted house cart ride, not a rocket snake car. If you ask me, it looks more like a chipmunk rocket, a blue chipmunk snake car is what it looks like to me. Yeah, watch them again. They're so awesome. And Baumer says, great point, Pat. Lol. I don't know what point did you make, Pat?
I don't know.
Who knows? I'm sure it was a great point. All of Pat's points.
I appreciate that, though.
They're all great. Thank you, Baumer. Okay, let's move on to the final reveal for SDCC for Super7, and that was this gorgeous creature. When this first popped up, Pat, I instantly thought, hang on, that head sculpt's different. And like, I wasn't aware of the comic inspiration at that point. I was kind of like thinking, I was trying to rack my brain as to where the blue had been used. And I think eventually I came to the thought of, oh, maybe it is comic with the whole blue-black situation in comics. But yeah, it did turn out to be, because I saw it on the screen first on the video. I didn't see the official confirmation or information at that point. So when Baumer was talking about the articulated animals, the lesser articulated figures.
Yeah,
that was a great point. Thank you, Baumer. So yes, when I saw this, I was like, my God, it's beautiful. But I instantly thought that's a new head sculpt. And then when they came out with the more information about it, we get 2 new head sculpts that for a Marvel comic inspired bat. Now there was like a bio picture, wasn't there? I think was that in the I want to say that was in like one of the battle files or something along those lines. What was that in, Pat? Do you remember? There's like a bio, and they have like the full art of like a character, and then
is that in Order of Battle?
Order of Battle. Thank you. Order of Battle. Apologies for my ignorance there. I think there's one of them in Order of Battle, but then also in issue 44, we get all these cool, I suppose, homages. So obviously there's the blue and kind of like orangey yellow and kind of very chrome silver color scheme. The heads, they've definitely done them slightly differently to match the comic, which is great. And then we get some awesome additions like the machine gun here, which if we go back to this, you can see is right there. So they've literally taken that straight off the page, which is awesome. Really cool that they added that, isn't it, Pat?
Yeah, it's some of the additions here really are nice. Yeah.
And then the other one is the canister with the kind of like weed grenade things that kind of like grow and then like stop the vehicles from moving and all that, kind of getting all the electronics and everything. Again, brilliant addition. There you go on the bottom right hand side of your screen there, guys. Isn't that awesome? Like, what did you think when you saw this first, I should say?
Well, the color blue was a little bit throwing me off because I immediately recognized the comic book inspired stuff, but I started to wonder if there was maybe a panel where they were even more blue than, because it's one of those things where, yeah, in the comic book they're going to draw them blue to represent black.
Yeah.
So for as bright of blue as these are, I started thinking, well, maybe I'm wrong, and there's some panel somewhere that I'm not remembering where they're even more blue, but that just doesn't seem to be the case.
I'm going to find it, but there is this one image that I can't find currently at the moment. I'm sure people will know what I'm talking about in the chat. That I think it's from Order of Battle, and the blue is really bright and obvious. So I've got a feeling a lot of the blue kind of inspiration, or the inspiration for this type of blue, was from that particular page. I think it's Order of Battle. I'm just trying to find it. Order of Battle bat.
Yeah, I can see the Order of Battle. You're right. The Order of Battle bat is very bright blue, but he has the head sculpt actually kind of matches what was on the figure.
The Sunbow
one. He's been really good at kind of dissecting the Order of Battle comics and showing me a lot of times where things inspired Order of Battle and then Order of Battle inspired other things. Like the Deke series seems to have pulled the character models straight out of Order of Battle, especially for coloring of like Baroness and Zorana.
Yeah.
But most of the Order of Battle stuff, a lot of those, the drawings of the characters are based on the concept drawings and things like that from like the presentation art that was used at Hasbro. So I'm sure they sent some stuff over to Marvel, and then Marvel just kind of did their own versions of things in the same poses.
I would go as far as to say is they've taken the color scheme pretty direct off the Order of Battle, and then they've added the homages with the head sculpt and all the other bits from the actual issue 44. And also thanks to Jamie Vaughan, because that's exactly what I did, buddy. I checked my Twitter and I found the image that you sent me. So thank you very much on that one. But yeah, like you can really see there, like on that particular version, the color is almost identical to the one on there, to the one on screen at the moment. That really kind of light blue. So I don't know. I think it's really cool. I think it's a really cool addition. There's a lot of, in fact, the arms look different too. I think the arms and the hands are different, Pat. I could be wrong.
No, I really didn't check that.
I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm right. No, correct me if I'm wrong. That's what I should say. I'm just having a look at the Bat Ultimates figure. Yes, I should have done this, before the show started. I understand that, but sometimes we just miss things. And no, yeah, they are different. They are completely different.
They are completely different. You're right.
The Sunbow ones don't have the electronic kind of like Terminator-like pistons and stuff like that. So yeah, we've got some brand new forearms, at least, in the very least. I think the other.
How hard do you think it's going to be to get this figure?
I don't know, really. Like, I feel like they give us ample opportunity, Super 7, to get these things. Like, I know this is an SDCC exclusive, but I could imagine it being available after the fact.
Yeah, and I'm wondering about the price. Have they said the price?
I think this is $2.5 trillion. No, they haven't said anything about the price yet.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of. It could be out there. But yeah. Ryan Daly as well. Thank you, Ryan. By the time of the Cobra Island Civil War, issues 73 to 76, the bats were colored pretty solidly blue. Cool. Thank you for that. That's awesome. I like the fact that there's that difference, though, in comic and cartoon and other media. I love that we've got all this like array of different options to choose from. Like, I think that's great. I've loved even if it was blue being black in the cartoon, on the page. I feel like if they wanted to do it blue anyway, just to make and say they're blue, like it's cool. Like, I like that thought.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway,
it's better than just kind of releasing another one in black and having it be mostly the same as what they're already making.
Because you can kind of tell in issue 44 that the blues are highlighted accents as opposed to, just a whole blue thing. But I think it works really well. Oh, I went too far. That was a bridge too far. Anyway. Yes, and we just mentioned that, Talking Joe, that the gun that the bat comes with is also comic accurate to issue 44. Yeah, we mentioned that before. Just really excited for that. And yeah, I hope it is easy to get, honestly, or not as difficult to get as we may expect. Anyway, Pat, should we move out of all this talk now and get into our shout outs before we take far too long?
Yeah, that sounds good.
We're all ready. But before that, obviously, we've got to listen to me again, so apologies, guys.
Hey there, guys. Just wanted to let you know about an app that I've been helping to develop for a few years now called HOARDAR. But what is HOARDAR, I hear you scream? Well, a number of years ago, I discussed a project with a good friend of mine and now co-owner/developer about an app that could help collectors of all shapes and sizes. I'm talking about the shapes and sizes of the collections, really, but also people. The app would be a place where you could share your new items, build collections and sub-collections, or just browse the feed to see cool things. Well, we made it. We tested it for a number of years, and now it's out there for you to enjoy on iOS or Android devices. You can upload a single item at a time at your own pace and slowly build your collections. You can post status updates that could be related to your collections, like getting a delivery or posting a scene in which you can tag items in that image if you've uploaded them in the past. You can add tags to your items in order to easily search for and find them, and of course to add them into your respective collections. You can like posts, comment on them, or start a conversation with a fellow collector, directly message users you follow, and even add items you see on your feed to your want list. If you prefer to use your computer or laptop, have no fear, you can use the website browser version and even utilise the awesome inventory option, allowing any user to change certain details, add notes, upload bulk items from spreadsheet files, and download a CSV of your entire itemised collection. We made this app for collectors, and we hope that you enjoy using it as much as we enjoyed creating it. Now get to hoarding.
Shout outs. Right. Okay, Pat. You can go first. Who have you got?
Okay, first shout out is Philip.
Hey.
As I said at the top of the show, we are working hard on this episode. I hope that it all comes together well. It's for the Cobra Convergence, so we're toward the end of the month, and I really hope that this one comes together well because I've been putting a lot of work into it.
I can't wait to see it. I'm excited. I know it's almost killed you as well, so I really do hope you kind of get it in time, dude. Excited about that. Also, yeah, big shout out to Phil. Any others?
Yes. Operation Recall, which is currently on Kickstarter. Carson showed me like the work for Ritello here at one of the conventions. I can't remember which one he showed this to me first, but he had all the stuff there. He's very passionate about this project and has done a lot of work to make his dream happen and the dreams of others happen. So it's a really interesting one. If you haven't seen it, it's on Kickstarter now.
Absolutely. Link in the description to get involved on that one. And again, still doing amazing things. So shout out to Carson. We're still trying to work out when we can actually talk to each other about the show, about this project.
Yeah.
We were supposed to do it a while back, but things happened and we couldn't. So hopefully we can get that sorted soon. Yeah. Anyway, that's any others, Pat? Is that you? Are you done?
I think that it does do it for me. I think that is it. Yes.
Cool. Okay. Well, my ones then. The usual to all the family. Get well soon, mom and dad, and other mom and dad as well. Well, I'd say Kent. Kent's struggling as well with hospital stuff. So my goodness, everyone's just in a rough way. Shout out to everyone anyway, the whole family, mom and dad in the UK, and of course, mom and dad and Drew and Ree and Vader and Viv in Missouri, and of course my wonderful wife Kate, who is outshot. She does this thing now. She goes out and lets me do we'll do this so that she doesn't have to put up with it the entire time. So Kate's gone out doing some shopping. Shout out to Kate, and I'm with Phoebes at the moment. The lovely Phoebes. So yeah, love you all, guys. You're all amazing. To Brian Sauer, of course, for the amazing graphics. Bloody love these Chuckles graphics. They're incredible. So shout out to Brian, who's got a bit of news coming soon. So I'm excited to help break that news. But we'll bring, that's all I can say at the moment. But we'll obviously, keep an eye out on the show for some news coming out of Brian's camp. And of course, to Justin Bell, who hooked me up. Now, this is an interesting story. So a while back, I had cancelled my Fortnite Snake Eyes orders on, I think I ordered 2 on Pulse way back. And then I kind of went through this thing of I should probably cancel some pre-orders because of space and all that kind of money and all that kind of stuff. So I made some hard decisions on a lot of stuff. One of those was the Fortnite Snake Eyes. Ever since I cancelled that order, I've been in massive FOMO, even though it's not a figure I'm that, fussed about. Still wanted to be a completist for Classified. So thanks to Justin Bell, who hooked me up and threw in an Alley Viper and Bat for my troubles as well. You absolute legend. So thank you, Justin. You're the best. You're brilliant. We'll have to get you on the show soon as well, mate. It's been too long since you were last on. Do I have any more? I do. To Ray Murphy. Now this kind of brings us full circle to the comment that was made a little bit earlier on of seeing me as Lightfoot with a Selfie Series head. Well, the wonderful Ray Murphy, not only did he make this absolutely mind-blowing classified scale Lightfoot custom, but he's sending it to me. Absolute lunatic. So thank you, Ray. I can't tell you how excited I am to get this. Look at all that he comes with as well. That's just bonkers, isn't it, Pat?
Yeah, that's crazy. It's a really well done custom. I'm looking at it close up right now.
It's unbelievable. I zoomed in. It's so clean.
Feet. He must have customized those feet, added some details there.
Definitely. He definitely has, because obviously Lightfoot does have those kind of strap or clamps that go over the boot, don't they? It's really weird. Just absolutely blown away by that, Ray. You're too kind, and I'm not worthy of that. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So big shout out to Ray and his incredible Lightfoot custom, but then also the fact he's sending it this direction means I'm going to be showing you on screen very soon, and I can't wait to do so. And then when I get the Selfie Series thing sorted out, I think you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
And I'm going to paint over it so it's a Night Force version. Could you imagine?
You could definitely do that. That would be fun.
Yeah, but he's done this amazing custom and beautiful paint job, and then I just go brown. Done. Thank you, mate. I'm not going to do that, by the way, Ray. I absolutely love this. It is, Matthew. It is. I just suggested he needs to show you, not give it to you. It is, and he's ridiculous. There he is. Hi, Ray. You're very welcome, mate. you are a very look. Even Anonymous Dude says it. You're very talented, Mr. Ray. See, yeah, absolutely incredible job. Good job, Ray. Says RKW1138. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Oh, and just some questions for you here, Ray, that you might be able to ask. Is that a mouse droid that you utilized? That's a great shout if it is, though. I think it is, actually, isn't it, Pat?
Yeah, I believe so.
That's genius to use
I like
a mouse
that I could
droid.
see his face through the visor. I could see his eyes.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. Like, you've done an amazing job there, man. And everyone agrees by the looks of it. Ed says, dude, awesome custom work. Absolutely. And Ray has answered, yes, mouse droid with added Mega Block tracks. You're a genius, Ray.
Wow.
Absolute genius. Anyway, okay, that's it for this episode of the show. My God, we've gone on for ages, Pat. To our wonderful viewers, listeners, to everyone in the comments, all of you guys for joining us today and all of your comments. Sorry I couldn't get to every single one. It's just got to that point now where I can't get everyone on. And I'm not missing people on purpose. I'm not cutting anyone out. I just want you to know that if I see it and can get to it in time, I will throw it up there. So I apologize for those that didn't get their comments up. Like I said, we will try very hard to do so in the future. But to everyone, our patrons as well, we've had loads of patrons join us recently. It's been amazing. So thank you for doing that too. You can find us on, like I said, on patreon.com if you want to show your support in that way. You don't have to. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying it's an option for you. We are not that kind of show, but obviously it does help us quite massively to kind of keep this going. Anyway, Pat, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on again, buddy, for another cracking show. Thank you, mate.
I appreciate it as always.
As always. We've got to get these. We've got to get our our catchphrases on T-shirts, haven't we? Really?
It's Full Force Weekly.
Pat's got loads. I've got the whole Serana. I didn't know it was you. And now, all hail Cobra Commander, etc., etc. So we can get all these on. As always is a beauty. What else do I always say? There's so much I always. Anyway, keep them coming. Keep all the comments coming. Keep all the support coming. We love it, guys. Like I said, we're at the end now, so we'll see you on the next one. I'll see you next week, Pat. But you never know what happens in the week with news bursts. I might have to get you on for some. Who knows?
Well, that could be fun.
And we've got a monthly drop in next week as well, so that'll be awesome, which Pat was involved in. That's all I can say about that for now. But you know what to do at the end of all these episodes. After 3, guys, everyone at once. 1, 2, 3.
Full force.
Did everyone do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one person so far. So there you go. That'll do.
There we go.
There we go. There we go. And then they all flood in. See you later, guys. Thank you.
Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on Twitter @TheFullForce, liking the Facebook page facebook.com/TheFullForce, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on either of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/TheFullForce podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.